Hey guys, RB here, and I'm in the beautiful city of Brisbane, which I'm going to show you a little bit of. I'm in a suburb called Kangaroo Point, and there is the famous Story Bridge Hotel, which is an old heritage and modern pub underneath the Story Bridge. And as you'll see from all the greenery, Brisbane is a really beautiful river city, capital of Queensland, and a much underappreciated city. Melbourne and Sydney tend to get the limelight, and Brisbane's always been regarded as a bit of a second-rate city. But I grew up in the tropics, so I consider it to be a better city than the other two, which are car clogged and very expensive. I mean, this isn't a cheap city, it's followed suit with the others, but Melbourne City are really quite overrated. They keep rating Melbourne as the world's most livable city, and I was born in Melbourne, but over the years it's become more and more unlivable with very high real estate prices. The house that my former wife and I bought in 1998, went from 300 to 900 in 8 years, and no doubt it's worth a lot more now. So if you're close to the city, I mean, essentially what's happened in Australia is in the 70s and 80s we pushed out to suburbs. We converted our orchards and agricultural land close to the city to housing, suburban housing, and then the next generation went back into the city and picked up the ignored inner city property for say 100,000, and within only 6 or 7 years later it was worth 4 times the amount. Gentrification, as they call it. The trick is, or the question is now, where do we go from here? Because it's all very well picking up cheap real estate. That's an easy thing to do. A lot of people have done it on the coast of Queensland as well, and done extremely well. Picked up 40 acres for $150,000, and 20 years later they're sitting on $1 million. So Kangaroo Point is a point on the river. It's the most it's a really small exclusive little suburb, and it's very historical, and it's got some beautiful heritage buildings in it. And here is the river behind me, the Brisbane River. We have a fleet of ferries, catamaran ferries that go up and down, and they replaced the old timber boats which were built by Norman Wright, shipwrights here on the river. Beautiful old historic, just beautiful craft made from fantastic timbers, and they're still in business, and they still make what we call Moreton Bay cruises, which the well-heeled owned in the past, and they used to use as pleasure craft to motor out to Moreton Bay, which is just off Brisbane. So you can see some beautiful apartments behind me, and across the river we've got another exclusive suburb called New Farm and Fortitude Valley. Some really clever development in Brisbane, and as you can see, there's some really beautiful trees and foliage and being subtropical. So I'll walk along here for a little bit and check it out. So what are we doing trade-wise? Well, last night we saw the price push down on the release of the US consumer confidence. Not too sure how I missed that. Excuse me. Yeah, so that pushed down for 3 or 4 hours. But on the weekly, coming into the non-farm payroll, we are hanging around up top, which is a technical term I've just come up with. Yeah, we're basically hanging around, ready to do a plunge on the Friday night as I see it. That's my take on it at the moment, unless the market decides to do something else. Yeah, so today being our Wednesday and US Tuesday night, I'm expecting the price to push up, and as it positions itself away from the trend line, and up away from what's going to be the low on Friday evening with the release. Had some great training, did a great training session yesterday with a lovely Japanese client who I've known for a while, and we've been going through retraining her from being a short-term day trader into a trend trader. It's been a little bit of a process, but yesterday I shared my strategy with her, which only takes about, we started at 3 o'clock and we're finished by 7. So that's how quickly I can train anybody to do it, to understand it and apply it. We basically set up charts, and then I share the indicators that I have that give me a lot of clarity as a trader, and that's why I can train online as well. So whether you're in Australia or international, drop me a line, send me a text. I had a call from Canada this week, as I say. Check out this propeller. Obviously a big ship's propeller. Yeah, and there's the Story Bridge in the background. It's a beautiful city. Really impressed with it. Really like it. I first came up here in 2004 just to get out of our very cold south climate. It gets bitterly cold down there, and the winter hangs around for way too long. So yeah, back to getting in contact. You know how to do it. There's Skype I like, and because it has a lot more potential than email and phone. But in terms of online trading, I use TeamViewer and jump into your PC and set up your charts to mirror mine, give you the indicators, share the strategy, and basically give you a new approach to the way you see the charts and the price as it moves long term. This is a beautiful property here, which has been turned into luxury heritage residences, but it used to be the governor's house, heritage property. Absolutely beautiful. Just imagine what that front lawn is valued at. Yeah, but it's all just been completely restored to a very high standard. Alright, I think I've covered everything. the way I see the rest of the week panning out is that we're more than likely going to range away from the trend line and pretty close to where we are now, which is about the 1270 on the daily, and then on the release we will more than likely do a big fall. So let's see what happens. We're never absolutely or 100%. We can't always make an 100% assumption on the technical. Unfortunately, we should be able to, but that's just the way gold is, due to the interference and the manipulation. Check out some of this foliage, absolutely fantastic. Alright guys, until tomorrow, cheers.